There
So
we
the B
go.
part, there we go. All right. So the B part always has this extra bar, but I'm going to put it on both the A part and the B part. So, and it doesn't feel crooked, at least not to me anymore. Maybe once you get used to it. So key of D, very straightforward. One, two, three, two, two, three. Whoops. I just think that's absolutely charming.
Beautiful.
Um, it's not all that commonly known. It's known by people of my generation in San Francisco because there used to be an accordion player who lived here. He now lives in Ireland, named Robert Crosby, and he used to play the tune. And he hadn't remembered, he'd learned it off a radio show, is what he had remembered, and he never even knew the name of it. So everybody just called it Robert Crosby's. So if only recently uh, a mutual friend played it, and I got all excited about it, so I found out what it's actually called and who wrote it. So, yeah. So, let's learn it and then we'll talk about it. How about that? I'm going to share the dots on the screen. Let me get that going. That's right, Shay. It's interesting when you have a new instrument and you learn a tune directly to that instrument instead of on the instrument that you're very comfortable on. It is an interesting
True.
experience.
It's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is a new tune in general.
A whole new tune on a whole new
Yeah.
thing. That's great. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I'm.
So reminding everybody, if you go up to the upper right-hand corner and switch to um, side-by-side speaker, which you can do right now, then you will have Marla on the right and the dots on the left. And if you grab that little white line in between the two, you can make the dots smaller and Marla bigger, or vice versa.
All right. And hopefully everybody can see the transcription that I'm sharing. One of the charming things that, or things that I think is very charming about this tune is it's often going da ka da dee da dee da da ka da 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 da, which is kind of an interesting little cadence that you see it in many of these measures where you have the eighth quarter da 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 da. It's kind of all over the tune, and it kind of gets you in a little, I don't know, carousel-ish kind of a feeling to it, which I find quite charming. Okay, let's pick it apart and see if I can get myself. I'm gonna change my view so I can see what I'm showing you. There we go. I think I can see that. Ah, okay. Can you still see the dots? Okay, great. I hit the wrong thing for a minute there. Okay, oops. So The downbeat is on this F sharp with one of those phrases that I was talking about. Da dee da dee da. So you kind of want to give it a little pickup. Da dee doodle dum da da. So I'm just coming down from the A. But our downbeat is this F sharp. Let's take that much. 1, 2, 3. That much again. 1, 2, 3. And the next phrase. Kind of does what you want it to do there, right? It starts out with that same da 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 da. It's a little different. Instead of going, it goes da da da. Let's go back to the beginning. Get these first 8 bars here. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that same amount again. 1, 2, 3. And then it repeats the first phrase again. But now with the climax. Right? So those 4 bars are da dee dum da 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 dee dum da dum da da. And here comes the ending. So that, sorry, where am I? So after, sorry, dee dum da da D A F da da dum da 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 dee dum dum. So let's take the second half of the A part from measure 9 for those of you watching on the transcription. 1, 2, 3. Right, so that's a low C sharp. Same amount again. 1, 2, 3. Da dee dum da da dum da da dee da da dum da dee da dum dee 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 dum da da. The whole A part. Da dee doodle dum dee da dum da. Third time through this phrase, and up. So that's a long part, right? And it repeats. Compared to yesterday's slip jig where we only had like 4 bars, and that's your whole part. We've got a 16-bar part that repeats here. But waltzes are different, right? Let's do that much a couple of times. And then I'm going to, before we go on to the B part, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I'm playing it. You're probably, if you're watching my hand, you're noticing I'm doing a lot of downstrokes, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. 1, 2, 3, here we go. All right. Any questions on that part? It's kind of long. You might take a little time to absorb it. Nothing in the chat there, Denise?
Yeah, you saw that the second beat, it was about the way that you're picking, so you're going to do it in a minute.
Oh, I hadn't seen that. Okay. Yeah, let me talk about that. So when I play a waltz on this plectrum instrument, I I I double pick it, if you will. So the measure is 1, 2, 3, but my picking is based on 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, and so down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So when the melody articulates eighth notes, I've got pick strokes all ready to go. I don't have to speed anything up. They're already there. That's what it's based on, is all the eighth notes. And when the melody is based on quarter notes, I am just, they're just down, 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 right? So it's da da, so da dee da da, down up, down, 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 down up, down, 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 because I'm just keeping my metronome, my pendulum going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And this might answer a nagging concern for any plectrum players about playing waltzes. Like, what do I do with all that open space, right? Because I can't sustain a note with a bow or blow it, or those or bellows, or some way to play a note longer than an eighth note. Is that we create a bed of rhythm by keeping our picking attached to eighth note basis. Bucka, ducka, ducka, da. And you'll see that as I start to relax and play the tune, I'm going to fill in some of those. I'm going to use that moving picking to embellish the tune, to add a few little things. So hopefully I've answered that question. So as you go through here, see if you can get that continuous motion picking going. Let's play the A part twice through again, just to solidify it, and then we'll go on to the B part. And yeah, I'll talk about that, what I was going to say later. Okay, A part twice. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. How about I start on the right note? The F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. All right. Let's learn the B part. B part starts up on the high F sharp. Dum, dum, dee, dee, da, dee, da. I'm just gonna one little note about picking when you're based on these eighth notes. When you've got a dotted quarter, that takes up three eighth notes. So the eighth note following your dotted quarter is going to be an upstroke. So it's going to be dum da da dum da da da. So like that first measure of this dum da dee da da, right? So that last eighth note is your upstroke, your pickup going into your next measure. So it makes it very clear on the timing when you have this picking style. Oops. So let's just take that much. So you've got a dotted measure, then a straight measure, then a dotted measure, then a straight measure. Oh, so the dotted diam da. Once again, da da da, dee da, straight, dotted, da da, straight, and dee da dum. That much again. And then we're going to go into our old familiar pattern of ducka da dee ducka da dum. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And then the next bit. Right, that last little dum dee 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 dum da dum. We already know that from the A part. That happens at the middle of the A part too. So let's go from the top of the B part up through there, starting up on that high F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. That much again. 1, 2, 3. And then back to that theme. Right? It's just exactly the same as the first 4 bars of the part. And then we have the last 4 bars of the A part. So our entire B part, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Up again. Ending. And up we go to the repeat. Right? We'll repeat it some more, but any questions on the B part there?
Yeah, we have a couple of questions. The still a little bit of confusion about where the main beat is. That she says it sounds more like a pickup, and the first beat of the phrase being the open A, pretty different rhythm than usual waltz. And then somebody wants you to go over measure 21 specifically.
That was me, and I've got it. It was a rhythm thing for me,
Okay,
and
great.
I understand it now. Thank you.
Okay. Uh,
Well done.
wait, were both questions
No, different
unanswered?
people, different
Okay.
people. So the first
So
one
the
is I'm still a bit confused where the main beat is. It sounds more like a pickup and the first beat of the phrase being the open A. Pretty
okay,
different.
I think that person is talking about the A part, not the B part.
That's
Da dee
probably true.
dum da da. Um,
Yeah, I don't have any B part questions for you. Those are just the ones that came in since you.
yeah, yeah. So that does it might help clarify. So the A is not the downbeat. The downbeat is the F sharp. That ducka da da is the repeating cadence of this tune. So that and the very first measure has that cadence da 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 da.
Mhm.
So that F sharp is the downbeat, and it might help it feel more like the downbeat if we put some pickups in front of it to go da dee doo doo dum dee da dum da, right? Um, so if you put on your counting hat and you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 2, 3, da, 3 and da dee dum dee da dum da. Um, did that clarify it? It
Um,
can be
Antonia, how you feeling?
some tunes are tricky. Like it seems like they're pickups, but they're not, which is why I always count it in. Well, let me know if we need to clarify that some more.
I think
Um,
maybe if we just play it a few more times. Yeah, she
yeah.
says that the pickups help.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. So let's do it with pickups. I'm coming down from the A. A, G, da da dum, da dum. So let's try the whole tune. Let's try to play the whole thing and see if it gels as a piece of music. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. B part. Second part of the B. Is that working?
It is an
I hope
awfully
so.
pretty waltz.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really is.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
pretty.
Okay, probably time to start talking about that picking.
it. Yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna take the dots off my screen. You know where to find them. Sorry?
Mhm.
I'm sorry, was that a question?
Sorry, I was coughing.
Oh. Yeah. Probably keep yourself muted unless yeah, great. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the picking. And you've probably already begun to notice I'm filling some things in. I'm adding a few little guide notes, you might call them, or embellishments. Any questions before I launch into another bit of blather? Jewel, why are you sliding up to the D after the C sharp instead of playing the open D string? Oh, I am also playing the open D string. Yeah,
Yeah, I
okay,
think
now I
it's
know where
just
you
a
can.
double stop that you're making there.
Yeah, so it's at the end. Uh, I'm doubling my D. I just like the way it sounds. That's why I'm doing it. I have no other reason. Doubling a open string is with a fretted note is often a stylistic little thing. Does that make
Yeah,
sense,
I
Joel?
saw you doing the open D after that, but I was curious as to why you didn't just go to the open D, but now you explained the double
Yeah.
stop with the double D strings.
Yes. And there's another reason now that I think about it more, is that if I left my finger on that low C sharp and then hit the open D, I'd have a second ringing against each other, and which wouldn't sound particularly nice. It would sound like uh, so I have two choices there. Either I lift my finger off that C sharp so it stops ringing, or use it to create a double. Or obviously I've got more choices than that, but I certainly don't want to leave my C sharp ringing against that D. That sounds kind of dissonant. Yeah. Use of triplets? Yeah. We'll get to some triplets. I will get there for sure. So hold that question, and if I don't start talking about it soon, bug me again, please. Yeah,
I'll
you
do
could
that.
also. Yeah, great. That's your job, right? Bug me. You could also go down. You could use the low A with it, right? Which is another. Whoops. Right? You could make that double stop too. Right? Now, what a gimme on mandolins and fiddles and tenor banjos. We're tuned in these fifths, right? And when we have an important number on note on the high F sharp, usually, not always, but usually it's a big old D chord underneath it, and we've got right there under our pick, we've got a full D triad that we can use there. There's just like so much loveliness that rings up. Now that time I accidentally hit the G, which you don't want to do. So one thing to point out, if I'm going to do that, I want there to be a little bit of a articulation of the arpeggiated chord, rather than going brah, like rather than it being a big all at once sound. I'm not after that. I'm after, right? So I hear all three notes. You can even also hammer on that F sharp while you're at it. So you can have that D ringing that whole time, or you can make it stop if you like. Because that next chord is a A and an E. It's a piece of an E, an A chord. Da dee da. Which, if you didn't already feel it, it's right there in the note. So I've got a arpeggio. A, C sharp, sorry, E, C sharp, A. It's an A arpeggio. Dum, da, 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 dum. So now we're going to this G chord. And just like when we're up here on the high F sharp, there's our D. When we have the B as our melody note, it's a pretty almost always a G chord underneath it. So you get that, it's just a freebie. So we get this G chord, da da da, G chord, So there's so much just built in to the way the tune falls on the instrument. I don't know what instrument Robin Dransfield wrote the tune on. Everything I read about him says he's a guitar player, and typically guitar players are not so much writing melodies, but sometimes they are. So maybe he wrote it on the guitar. But it sure makes me want to think he is, or was, I don't know, a fiddle player or a mandolin player. I don't know.
A lot of guitar
I think
players play bouzouki, and sometimes they pick.
that's true. Although this was the 1970s, a little early for the bouzouki being as much out there. He was in a folk duo with his brother. I'm gonna guess fiddle or mandolin, but
Still
I don't
getting
know.
questions about triplets and where they would land.
Okay, I'll get to the triplets. Let's see. So, because I was playing it slowly, the types of triplets that I put in were unpicked triplets, where I'm just using a finger in between my picked notes and between my eighth notes to create a triplet. So things like, right? So these are a type of triplet, right? And both of those were unpicked. So that's so two pick strokes on the F sharp with a touch in between them on the G. And similarly, sorry, I'm missing. There it is. Down, hammer, up. Or, right? Now you could do those as picked triplets as well. See, it's a little slow for me. For my triplets fall in better at a faster tempo. So if I was going, so that is, so I'm doing a delay. Remember yesterday in our jig section we talked about delays, where instead of going bum ba da 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 da, instead of hitting that D right on the beat, I'm delaying it an eighth note. And then I'm put a triplet on top of. And I get, and do you hear how I'm hitting my upstrokes instead of da da da? I'm going. Similarly, da dee da da diddly. This is the kind of triplet that I call an overlay triplet, because it's overlaying two eighth notes that are different. So usually where we start with triplets is we're filling in a quarter note or two eighth notes that are the same. It's all on one note. But if I put that triplet on top of two eighth notes that are not the same, I get what I call an overlay. So it creates a fancier sound than you'd think. For it's really quite simple, but it takes a minute to separate. You know, when we're learning, we are marrying the motions of our two hands to create the sound. To do an overlay triplet, we're doing two different things with our hands, right? We're not marrying them. So da 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 da, two things with this hand, three things with this hand. Tickety. Sounds harder than it is. Once you get it, you're like, oh, that. Yeah. So those are both overlay triplets, as opposed to something like a running triplet. A running triplet is three different notes underneath the triplet. So that would be an example. This would be a very fiddly treatment. Right, so right? And that dee-dee-dee, so on a plectrum instrument, that you can do that running triplet in a bunch of ways. That's three picks, 3 notes. Now you'll note when I do a triplet, it takes up a down up and it fills it with a down up down. So I have to come back and be down on my next note. Down up down down down. Now I can hammer that middle note and not have to pick a triplet. Down, hammer, up, down, do. Right? Or I can do my old friend, the overlay triplet there, and just rather than using a middle note there, no C sharp at all, I'm going and putting a triplet on top, and I get like this. Oops, I forgot what I was supposed to do. It's not really a habit of mine today. That's the overlay. Da dum, dee da da. Every time I get there, I don't do it. It's because it's on a triplet on the initial beat of a measure is awkward for me. That's just I find I want to put them after the beat. So that example is on the beat. Dum dee 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 dum. That's beautiful, but it's I have to train myself to do it. So yeah, cool. Am I getting
the
to
good
the
news
stuff
is
you're after?
waltzes move slow enough. You'll have time for it.
I'll have time to remember to get there on the down.
You will at one of the turnarounds. You'll be like, I wanted to do that thing.
I want to do that. Yeah. Do-da-dum. So I'm just kind of playing a little bit here. So I've got a da-da-dum, da-do-do-da-da. So what you're seeing a lot of little motions here, and all that is I'm doing those. Sorry. What am I doing? Right? That's the triplet made of a down hammer, up. Now here's another give me for the fifths. Right? I'm just letting all those downstrokes hit my open A string along with my melody notes on my D string. There's that thing again. So here's a whole series of double stops, right? Da, your A being your melody note, hit the D with it. Da, your next note being the D, hit your F sharp with it. Where is that thing? Now I don't know where it is. And some people here, instead of going dum da da, some people go da. Okay, I threw a lot at you right there. Any questions about that stuff?
No, I think everybody's just grooving with it right now.
All
No,
right.
no new questions.
No new questions. All right. Um, let's see. Let's play it some more and see what else comes up. So you'll see I let in between those quarter notes, dum dum da, I'll let my upstrokes catch open strings to create little bits of harmonic content. How neutral does that sound? Um, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Here's an example. Oops. Right, so while I'm on that A da da, if I just keep my pendulum hand going and I catch my open E's, because it's an A arpeggio. All those notes are in the. So just to get another type of triplet in there. So that's you could call that an over triplet or a muted triplet. Where basically it's a triplet on the F sharp, but I'm flicking a finger on the G. I'm not trying to pull off. I'm just do I need to click on it? Make it go away? But it's a good moment to say, donate. There we go. Yeah. Lark, virtual Lark, as you know, because you're here, is free to everyone who wants to be a part of it. And if you can donate, it helps make sure we can do it again next year. It lets Lark Traditional Arts know that you appreciate having this window into Lark Camp. So,
and I just put how to donate in the chat for anybody that hasn't seen it yet. It really is part of the calculus that we do every year. If Virtual Lark sort of breaks even, then we feel like we can do it again. So
cool. Can we work on the A part of it? Yeah, I seem to be hanging out in the B part. Hi, Nancy. Sure. Okay. Let me just play the A part a little bit and see what comes up. So that's one of those unpicked triplets. There again, I'm bouncing off the A string. Because I'm on a D chord and I've got this D, F sharp, A. It's a little awkward to get to bar the low A, but maybe I'm sorry, the low A on that yeah. But you can throw it in for a little minute, right? So there's another thing I'm doing that I haven't talked about, which is da dee da da, right? So we talked yesterday about doing little mutes or stops to create flute breaths or breaths in your phrasing, and this tune for me really asks for that on those little ending extra bars, da dee da da hup da, right? That's a very nice little thing, and if I were a dancer, I would enjoy bringing that into my steps as well, right? So it's an open string. So the way to make it stop ringing is to just to touch it somewhere, just to make the vibration stop. You can do it here. Oh, here's another thing. Whoops. Right? So, da, da, da. So there's another little technique that I'm using there, which is a little double attack on an open string. A way to put a grace note on an open string is from the. There's two ways to do it. You can do it from the note below, or you could put a finger above and do a cut or a pull off, something like that. I don't use a lot of cuts in my own playing, but let me show you what that would look like. Cuts are all over the playing of Irish music. I just don't use a ton. So it's a form of a pull off. What I tend to do on an open string is grace it from below. I kind of mute the string below. I'm hitting the string below. I'm just muting it at the same fret at the moment. Actually, you can mute it anywhere. And then I'm just letting I'm hitting the muted string and then the open string together to create a double attack of ta-da. Right? And it can do it again here. So, right? So I filled in with an arpeggio, right? Da da instead of da 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 da, which is an arpeggio. I double timed it. Or what did I do? That wasn't it. It was something else.
That was pretty though.
So this one, that ornament is one I call a twiddle. It's just one pick, and I add the note, and I take the note back off. I'm not pulling it, I'm just placing it and removing it. Very common note ornament on a fiddle as well, right? Or on other instruments. Right? So there's an alternate way to do that. Whoops. So I'm filling in all over the place here, right? And it's fun. You can just kind of pretend you're playing Baroque music. So instead of ba 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 dee dee da da da, you go da da do 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 da do da do da da do. You just start throwing in notes and see what happens. See what you like. Obviously, if you did it constantly, you would drive yourself and everyone else crazy. But little bursts of Baroqueisms, I think, are really fun. balanced it with some plain stuff. And that's really, it's kind of like the cure to feeling like, oh, I can't really play the slow music on this instrument. It's like, well, I can make it into um, flowery music. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Lynn is talking about using open A's and the offbeat sounds on the fiddle.
Say that again. Sorry.
Lynn is talking about using open A's and the offbeat sounds on the fiddle. So, hopping back up to the A.
Uh-huh. Oh, like do right.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to be a different relationship. I work very closely with a fiddle player, and we have different attitudes about string crossings. Like, it's a lot more work on a fiddle. Exactly. To uh, um, and to get them to feel natural. So sometimes we're playing the tune more than a little bit differently in dealing with those string crossings. Yeah. Yeah. Ghost or semi-ghost mean in this Yeah, that's great. I'm not sure where you saw it. Did I use those terms? Little ghost
No,
notes?
Lynn did when she was talking about the using the open A's.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'll show you what I would mean when I say that, and Lynn, if you don't
And you
agree,
have 4 minutes, just so you
I
know.
know. I know. Yeah, thanks. Um, so when I do these little, right, it's just on your unstressed off picks, just hitting little, tend to call them little guide strokes or yeah, or ghosts, little articulations that aren't necessarily voiced, aren't necessarily full on notes, but but they're there, and they also help keep the movement of the waltz moving. Yeah.
Lynn is
Uh,
explaining how she does it. Half pressure on the strokes, but that she's talking about with a bow.
I see. Yeah. So that would be equivalent to a light pick, a lighter pressure up with the bow. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Marla, for these 3 days. It's been really
Yeah.
good.
My pleasure.
I hope
Is there anything
everybody.
in the chat I
No,
haven't
there isn't anything
addressed?
for you to pick up. I'm
Okay.
putting the donate information again.
Uh-huh. Cool. Cool. Um, yeah, so I owe you guys the jig exercises. I actually have a few waltz exercises too, forgetting that do ga da ga da and then da di ga da da when it is a dotted thing, and I'll put those in that link in the staff messages
And
as
I'll put
well.
this class in as soon as we're done here. Still
So,
trying to get a
Marla,
hold of that first day. Yeah.
did you
Uh-huh.
threaten to put in real exercises too?
I can
Or
I can
real
do that.
picking?
I can do that. Yeah. Um, I sent them just to Keith because I thought I see you there. Yeah. But because usually I like to provide some context with the exercises, so I can put that context. You know what? Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'll put the context in a Google Doc that's inside the real exercises folder. And it just says how to use them, what they're for, how to use them, how to get the most from them.
Good.
And yeah, I will do that.
Can you send us recordings of this tune?
They go into the folder. You have to download them yourself.
Okay, cool, good.
Yeah, the
I,
folders in the staff messages, I mean, the link to the folders in the staff messages, and also I think Denise has probably.
I,
Yeah,
I
I
actually
actually,
I actually found Barry Dransfield playing the tune on YouTube. I put the
I,
link in there.
oh, that's
Thank you.
fantastic. What's he playing it on?
On I think on a fiddle. He's a fiddler.
He's a fiddler.
He's the
Oh,
brother.
Barry's the brother.
But yeah, but yeah. So Robin evidently stopped playing altogether. But I guess Barry either
Um,
recorded this album. It looks like it's a solo album. I think.
Oh,
I just caught it quickly, so I just put the link up there.
thank you for finding that.
Sure.
you don't
thanks.
take the Google Drive folder down quickly, do you? You leave it
No,
sitting
I
there
won't
for a
take it
while.
down.
Yeah.
No, it'll
Good.
be there. I use it as so I know what I taught this year when I try to figure out
We
what to
have
teach next
just
year.
the one last minute, so
Yeah. Any other questions or?
there was one about guitar and
I should sell me fiddle, the world would think I were mad. 'Cause many's a rattling, roaring day, me fiddle and
okay.
I have had.
Is
Sorry.
this Robin? I mean, Bransfield, Barry? Was that what that was?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know who that
Okay.
is. There's a bunch of people have unmuted.
Oh yeah. Very different feel, huh?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
we need to let the next class start now,
Okay. Yep.
guys.
Here we go. Thank you all. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thanks,
Enjoy the rest
everybody.
of Lark, and we'll see you soon.